So now that you've learned how to pay off debt, the next thing is to learn how to budget your income for the year of 2022. Hi, my name is Maureen and welcome to my channel Finance by God. On this channel, I do lifestyle and finance videos so you can live a fruitful and abundant life, period. Okay, so first things first. In order to budget your income, you need to know what a budget is. Budget is a plan that you're gonna write down so you can know what you want to budget for each month. So number 2 is to find a tool that you can use to budget your income. You can use an app. You can actually write it down, or personally, I like to use my iPhone. On your iPhone, there is an app called Numbers, and if you click on that app, you can budget your income on that app. It gives you a chart, and you just write down your income for the month, and then it'll tell you what percentage of your income that you're spending the most. For everybody in everyday life, you might spend more on your mortgage or more on your rent, but it's different for everybody because not everyone has a mortgage or rent. Okay, so number 3 is to find how much you're taking home. So what is your take-home income? Just because you get a paycheck doesn't mean all of that money is coming home with you. So find out what percentage of your check comes home with you every month and write it down. And then the next thing you want to do is to pay your bills from your take-home income. So now that you've realized how much you're taking home, and now that you've downloaded an app that's going to help you track your income or chart your income, the next thing you want to do is in that budget app, you want to write down your income, number 1, and then write down all of the bills that you have to pay for that month. And in that budget, you want to include savings and investments. Savings and investments are very important. Investments help you to grow your money, and savings basically help you to save your money. You want to go each month knowing, hey, I have a little bit of money set aside every single month that I can use for any inconveniences that are coming my way. Okay, so number 6, in budgeting your income, the next thing you want to do is to decide what you no longer want in your budget. Whether you've paid off a debt or you've cut down on a subscription, decide whether you no longer want to pay for Netflix or Hulu, or whether you've paid off your car debt or a huge thing like a mortgage. You can decide that within your budget and use that extra money to allocate it in other areas of your budget. So number 7, in how to budget your income, the next thing is you should be dividing leftover money, like the extra money that you have left over, into 3 different accounts. So divide that extra money into 3 different accounts. You should have a one, like I mentioned before, a savings account where you save your money. That should be long-term savings that you're not going to touch no matter what. Number 2, you should have an emergency account. This account is for any extra inconveniences that you do not plan on spending money on that month. And to be honest, we all have those. Sometimes there might be major inconveniences that you never planned for, but because you now have money set aside, it will not bother you as much, okay? If you're a homeowner and you have to fix your roof, you have that emergency fund to fix your roof. If you have a car and you need a new engine, you now have that money to allocate towards fixing your engine. So those are the 2 accounts that you need, and the 3rd account is, like I said before, an investment account. That account is very, very important. That account is going to help you grow your money. And when I tell you, nothing can work harder for you than your own money if you know how to make it work hard for you. Put your money in an index fund, put your money in crypto or in stocks, and do not touch it. That is long-term investments. These are investments that you're not going to touch for a significant period of time. You don't need a lot of money to save in these accounts or invest. You can literally put $50. There are stock accounts or crypto accounts that you can open and you can put $5 to $10. you need to stay within your budget when you're saving and investing, and it does not have to be like extravagant. You can do it within your means. So number 8, why are these accounts important? Like I mentioned before, the savings account is to save your money long term. The emergency account is for any minor inconveniences that may come your way that month. And the last account is the investment account, which is an account that will grow your money and rack up on interest. And this is good interest that you want. When you're looking for an investment account, you want interest that's about 1 to about 8%. And you can find these things. Also, when it comes to your savings, I would recommend that you try to find a high yields interest savings account. I know that American Express is one, and you might want to look into others. Google is literally going to be your best friend when it comes to these type of things. Find the best savings account that gives you a high yield in interest, that your money can sit there for a long period of time and it will grow. Same thing for your investments. You can get about 5 to 8% on an index fund or in a crypto account or even in stocks, and you can leave your money in those investments and watch them grow. And when I mean do not touch that money, I mean do not touch that money. It's going to be very imperative for your future. So now I'm going to show you the app that's on your iPhone. It's called Numbers. It is this green app right here, and as soon as you open it, I'm also going to put it on the screen when I edit this video. I'm going to put it on the screen for you guys so you guys can see. Once you open it, it appears like this. So like I said, once you open it, it will appear like this, and you can find the plus sign at the top and create like a chart. So the recent chart that I've been using is called Simple Budget. I believe if your budget is more extravagant than mine, you know, I'm only 23, no mortgage, nothing like that. So I don't have, you know, a lot of income going towards like housing. But if you want, they have different types of personal finance charts. There's simple finance, personal budget, personal savings, my stocks, shared expenses, net worth, school savings for your kids if you need that, retirement savings if you're close to retirement, or even if you're not close to retirement. I don't care how old you are, start now. Your future self will 1000% thank you, okay? And then you have loan comparisons and mortgage calculator. And then there's a whole bunch of other things that you can use. I recently found out about this app, I'll probably say a month ago, and I've recently been using it. But I've always budgeted my income way before this app. I would just write it down in my notes each month. But now that I have a chart, it is much better than writing it down. But anyways, it's gonna say budget, but you can rename it whatever you want. Either it's monthly budget for September or February or whatever month you're in. At the top, it's gonna say money in. You're gonna put paycheck, and you're gonna put your income next to where it says paycheck. And then underneath paycheck says additional income. So in that additional income, if you have any money coming in from anywhere else, either you're doing a side hustle, because in my last video I talked about doing side hustles to pay off debt very, very fast. So if you're, you know, doing side hustles, you can put your side hustles income in that additional income area. So now it's gonna say money out. This is where you're gonna put all of your monthly expenses and bills underneath money out. So the first one, this is an example. This is not my personal income, but or my personal bills, but this is an example that I created for you guys so you guys can have like a rough draft. Housing under money out. It should be rent, mortgage, including taxes and insurance for your housing, and you can put the amount that you owe for that. The amount that I allocated towards that is $1,500. The next thing that's gonna go under money out is groceries. Either you cook at home or you buy out, you know, whatever it is that you do for your personal lifestyle. you add it there, but I put groceries and I allocated $200 towards groceries. Next thing is transportation. Either you take public transportation or you actually have a car. You can put that in that area, and you would also want to include your car insurance if you would like, also next to transportation if you own a car, and I allocated $300 towards that. Next thing is utilities. Of course, you have to pay water, heat, gas, electric, all that good stuff, right? You'll put that under utilities, and you'll put the amount next to it. What I allocated towards utilities was $200. The next thing is dining, traveling, entertainment, all of the things that you like to do on the weekends that you want to allocate towards, having a good life experience, right? You could put it where dining, travel, and entertainment is, and I allocated $150 to that. My other light turned off. It's okay. We're almost done. Okay, so now savings. Let me tell you, like I said earlier, I love to save. I'm a saver. Like, I don't know if that's how God personally built me to be, but I'm a saver, okay? So in savings, I allocated $500 to savings. Personally, you allocate what is in your budget, what you can allocate according to your income, but that's how much I allocated towards savings. The next thing is emergency savings, and I also allocated $500 to emergency savings. Like I said, anything can happen at any point in time, so always please have an emergency savings. If you do not have one now, please start today. Even if you put $5 in it, please start today. It will be very, very useful to you in the future. And you never know, next week you might need that $5, okay? The next thing is investments. In this particular area, I put index funds. So I'm going to allocate another $500 towards my investments of index funds. Now my total expenses at the very bottom is $3,850. And like I said, you can move up the numbers around based off of your personal income and how much you take home. Now, leftover money is gonna be underneath, and that's income minus expenses. And the leftover money that I have is $150. And to be honest, if all your bills are paid, you have money in your savings, you do not need all of that extra money. Like, if it was up to me, if this was not an example, I would honestly put that $150 into investments because I don't go anywhere, stuff like that. But if you're a person who likes to go out, you might need that $150. Thank you so much for watching my video of how to budget your income for 2022. You can do like a yearly budget income or a yearly income budget, well, however you want to phrase it. You can do it like yearly, but I recommend that you do it once a month. Every single month at the top of the month or before the next month, sit down, go through your budget, go through your take-home income and write it down, okay? Like bit by bit by bit to see where your money is going. I know for a lot of us, we have money coming in, but we do not know where it is going most of the time, and this is going to be an amazing way to track your income. So like I said, thank you so much for watching my video. Please like and subscribe and comment. Are you going to start budgeting this month? What are you going to include in your budget? Things like that if you're comfortable sharing. And I'll see you guys in my next one.
He say, darling, I'm watching you. Small thing, you don't move. You come